بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So we studied Mahmooz last week, irregularities, irregular Sarf, and we studied Mahmooz, and we said about three major things about Mahmooz. Okay, so who remembers? What about Mahmooz? Who remembers about the three main things about Mahmooz? We talked about Hamza. We talked about the story of Hamza, and we said if you just know a couple of things about Hamza, that's it. You're set with Mahmooz. Who remembers anything about Hamza? Hamza is a pretty chill guy, but what's his main problem? Anybody? Okay. I'll remind you. We'll do a simple recap. So what we said was, let me go back to the story of Hamza. So we said, Hamza is a pretty chill guy, but then he has one major weakness, and that weakness is that he gets hiccups. And this happens a lot when he meets another guy called Hamza. So when two Hamzas meet, you're going to have a lot of hiccups. And when those hiccups happen, the only way to get rid of the hiccups is to get mud, okay? Or mud, That's how they got rid of the hiccups, because they live in the desert, there's no water. So you get mud. When two Hamzas meet, you get mud. When Hamza and Alif meet, again, we talked about Alif. When Hamza and Alif meet, they also get mad. And then there's another thing. When Hamza is visiting the Iqtaraba family number 8, then you're going to have a shadda. You're not going to have a mad, you're going to have a shadda. And then, of course, the last thing maybe that we can talk about is the command, the amr. What happens in the amr, the command, is that sometimes the Hamza goes away. And we talked about, for example, if you look at here, so Hamza or Alif is dropped in the command form. So for example, you have akhadha. Okay, so what happened here? So akhadha becomes khud, akala becomes kul, amara becomes mur. So the Hamza just went away in the command. And down here, you can see how the whole process happened. So for example, let's look at the one down here. So you had the mudari' is ya'kulu. Akala ya'kulu. We are trying to form the command from the mudari'. So akala ya'kulu, this is the mudari' ya'kulu. Then what you do is you make it majzoom, the process of making a command, remember? So you make it majzoom, it becomes ya'kul. Let me make this big so that we can see properly. Don't like small things. Yep, that's better. So you put it into a sukun, you make it majzoom, you have ya'kul, right? And then you get rid of the ya, because this ya, it talks about huwa ya'kul, right? So we get rid of the ya, because we're not talking about huwa, we're talking about anta. We want to say anta. We don't want to say huwa. We want to say anta, because it's a command. You can only command in the second person. Although that's in Arabic, you can command in other persons, but let's focus in the second person right now. So ya'kul. Okay, so you get rid of the ya, and you're left with kul. It starts with a sukun, kul. You can't read it. It's absurd. So what do? When we first do that situation, you bring a hamza tul wasl, you bring another hamza. Remember we talked about this hamza with a sound? It looks like an alif, but it's not really an alif. It's actually a hamza. We talked about this in the beginning. So yeah, you bring this hamza again. This hamza has a dhamma. So now you have kul. Still it's a hiccup. So then I'm like, you know what? This is not gonna work. So both of you hamzas out of here. So they got rid of both the hamzas and they're like, bye-bye, sayonara, goodbye. And that's when you had kul. See? That's the process of creating a command from the mudara. So that's just one case. And the other thing is in sa'ala, in this top example, this is Mahmooz al-ain. Okay? The hamza is in the middle letter. So Mahmooz al-ain. When this happens, so you have the mudari', which is yas'alu. Then you put a sukun on it, it becomes yas'al. Then you get rid of the ya for huwa, because we want to talk to you, not him. So you get rid of the ya, you have s'al again. It begins with s. You can't read this, it's impossible. So what they did is, there are two ways of doing it. You can bring the alif like we did down here, and then it will become is'al, and it will be fine. The Arabs will be like, okay, that's fine, no problem with that. Is'al, there's no hiccup, that's fine. But the other way they did it was, they were like, okay, so sin has a sukun, which we remember we talked about how vowels are arranged. So you have kasra, then you have dhamma, and then you have fatha, and then you have sukun. So kasra is the strongest. This is the strongest haraka. This is the strongest vowel. Then, of course, you have dhamma, then fatha, then sukun, like that. So what happened is that sukun, which is a weak vowel, was on a strong letter, which is sin. Sin is a strong letter. We talked about alif. Alif is a weak. It just comes in it just, hamza is kind of like it's not really a very strong one, yeah? So you have a strong letter with a weak vowel, and you have a weak letter with a strong vowel. So we're like, no, this cannot work. How about we exchange? So you have the fatha moving over to the sin, and then the sukun moving to the hamza, and now you have a double sukun situation. Not gonna work. Double, so how are you gonna read that? So they're like, okay, you hamza, just bye-bye, go away from here, you're not working. So that's how they came up with sal. And that was just a revision of what we talked about last week. And so basically we said how to identify Mahmooz is if you see Hamza anywhere. You see Hamza in the beginning, you see Hamza in the middle, you see Hamza at the end, that's going to be Mahmooz situation. And what you're going to try to do is avoid hiccups. So how are you going to do this? I think it's really important to, if you know the basic Sarf, for example, you memorized all the 14 families. If you've memorized all the 14 families, that's going to be like your mathematical table, if you will, like your reference point. If you're reading something and then you realize you ask yourself, what was it supposed to be when it was normal? And then you try and fix it. So for example, I think we're going to do the Sarf Kabeer today, so we'll get there when we get there. All right. And just maybe a point, like I mentioned last time, the Amr of Mithal, Mahmooz, and Ajwaf can be confusing a bit because they can all look the same. Like for example, we talked about Sal. We just did Sal right now. This is Sa'ala yas'alu, al-amru minhu Sal. And then this is Wada'a yada'u. We will look at Mithal next, inshallah, I think. Now this is the Amr from Wada'a yada'u, which is Mithal. And it looks the same, like Sal, Da', same container. And then you have Nal. This is actually Ajwaf. Nala, yanalu. Okay, so they can look the same and can be a bit confusing. But once you understand which is which, then you can easily identify this stuff. And we'll see how we get Ajwaf like that and how we get Mithal like that as well. We've already seen how we get Sal. That's Mahmooz al-Ain. Mahmooz al-Ain is the one that gets this form only, not Mahmooz al-Fa. Last time we also did this simple Sarf of all the families that are affected. Remember, my color coding here basically just means the green part, this is the families that are affected. The ones that are not colored, these are families that are not affected. So in family 1, we have the, Mahmooz al-Lam, which is Hamza in the last letter. There's no effect. So it's just normal. Qara'a, yaqra'u, qar'an. You're going to pronounce the Hamza all the way. It's just like fataha yaftahu fathan fahuwa fatihun. Same thing. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen there. So today we want to look at Sarf Kabeer, inshallah. We're going to look at Sarf Kabeer. And we're going to start with Sarf Kabeer of the Mujarrad. Make this a little bit too small. Okay. So we're going to start with the Sarf Kabeer of the Mujarrad, the small families. If you guys want to participate, that'll be great. You can just raise your hand if you're willing to participate, and then we can see what we can be able to do. So again, the idea is just think about what was it supposed to be. If it is, for example, sami'a, I know it's here, I've indicated for you. So if it's sami'a yasma'u sam'an fahuwa sami'un, so just take the jidr, put it in sami'a, and see how it behaves. Once you encounter two hamzas, smooth it out. You know, once you come across a hiccup, you smooth it out. That's just basically what we're going to do. Inshallah, it's going to be easy, you'll see, no problem. This is one of the easiest irregularities. So, and then when you get to the amr, just think about what is the haraka on the mudari'. That's the haraka you're going to go with. All right, so we have three, let's see, oh, more people, alhamdulillah. So this is going to be a very interactive class. It looks that way, which is great. I love it that way. So we have Saima, Najish, Maimuna, and Fahima for this class. We're going to participate. So what we're going to do is, so Saima, you're going to do Madi Ma'loom, and then Najish, you're going to do Madi Majhul, like that, so that we don't really interfere with a lot of things. So that's how we're going to go about it, inshallah. So everyone gets like a whole line to do. Right, Saima, you're up first.
Bismillah. Adina,
Mm-hmm.
Adina, Adinu,
Mm-hmm.
Adinat, Adinata, sorry, Adinata, Adina, Adina.
Sorry, what was that?
No. Yeah, even I.
You had the hiccup, right?
Yeah. Adina. Hamza za nun. Oh, Adinna.
Ah, there we go.
Adinna. Then Adinta, Adintuma, Adintum, Adinti, Adintuma, then Adintunna.
Yes.
Adintu, Adinna.
Perfect. So what do you see when you reach the noon? When you reach the hunna, remember, it just kind of like follows the same pattern now. Adinta, adintuma, adintum, adinti, adintuma, adintunna, adintu, adinna. So the only difference between this adinna, the first one, the hunna, and the last one is you have an alif at the end. So there's a shadda here, but then there's an alif at the end. So adinna, you make sure you have to pronounce that adinna at the end, so that somebody can know you're talking about nahnu and you're not talking about them ladies over here. Okay. Okay. I'm a bit slow at typing, as you can see. So adinti. Figure that out. And then adintunna. Adintu. Okay. Oh, I skipped this one. All right. Okay. Then we have Najish. You can do the majhul.
Huwa udina, huma udina, hum udinu, hiya udinat, huma udinata, hunna udinna, anta udinta, antuma udintuma, antum udintum, anti udinti, antuma udintuma, antunna udintunna, ana udintu, nahanu udinna.
Beautiful. Perfect. Yeah. So that's basically it, because I can't type as fast as you can say it. So that's why I stopped typing, because I wanted to hear what you were going to say first. So I think I'm not gonna be typing unless like there's one that has the clear ones. I'm not gonna type because it's taking a long time, I think, and we have quite a bit to go through. So unless there's one that you need clarification on, I can type it. Yes.
Sorry, the majhul one will be U-E sound.
Yes. U-E.
So
In the Madi.
Yeah, so it'd be uzinna.
In the Nahnu, yes.
Yeah, okay.
In the Hunna, sorry. And in the Nahnu udinna. Yeah. Let me change this.
Thank you.
I don't like this font. It's cutting out some stuff. I'm gonna change it. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much the font that I use, but I don't know why it's cutting out some stuff. Anyway, so which is there any clarification on any one of this that maybe you didn't get, that I need to maybe type it out? I'll type it out later, share the notes as well for like an answer key. But for now, maybe we can just go through the list, and whatever is difficult, we can try and type it out. So I'm just gonna distinguish between between this one, because they look kind of the same, almost. So you have to make sure you distinguish them in sound. So udinna and udinna. Right. Who was next? Fahima? You're next. مضارع معلوم. So we've done the ماضي, now it's مضارع.
Sister Lam, I'll try. I'm not that perfect. Okay. أذن يأذن. أذن يأذن, right?
So it's سمع يسمع.
يأذن.
Yeah.
هو يأذن. هما يأذنان. هم يأذنون. هي تأذن. هما تأذنان. هن يأذن. أنت تأذن. أنتما تأذنان. تأذنان, right? أنتم تأذنان.
Yes.
أنتم تأذون.
Sorry.
أنتم. Yes.
So isn't it ta'zunani like yansurani? So it's not samya.
Yeah. I figured something was wrong, but I couldn't figure out what, because I was trying to type. Okay, so let's start afresh. So that I can
Okay.
hear. I'm going to stop typing because I can't think well about.
Okay. يأذن أذن يأذن, right? يأذن. يأذن يأذنان يأذنان.
Yeah.
يأذنان يأذنون. تأذن تأذنان تأذن يأذن يأذن. تأذنان تأذني تأذني تأذنان تأذون. تأذين تأذنان تأذن. Correct. أذن يأذن أذن أذن.
So you said
آذن نازن. I'm sorry. آذنوا. Sorry. آذنوا نازنوا.
You said na. Oh, nadanu, that's fine. Yeah, na'adhanu is fine. Sorry.
نازنوا, yeah. نازنوا.
Yeah, this one was a pretty tricky one, isn't it? Yeah, but it's just because it's a bit strange. So يأذن يأذنان يأذنون. تأذن تأذنان تأذن. And then تأذن أنت تأذن أنتما تأذنان أنتم تأذنون أنت تأذنين أنتما تأذنان أنتن تأذنن أنتن تأذنن أنتن تأذن. What is أنتن? Why am I?
Ta'zanna.
أنتن. Yes, أنتن. تأذن.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh my. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I need to type that one.
Ta'zantunna? No? Antunna.
Yeah, that's why I was a bit stuck. Yeah, أنتن تأذنتن.
Tunna will
Yes.
come then, no?
Yeah,
No,
you're right. No?
ta'zanna. It's antunna, it's in madi. It's mudari.
This is
Oh, yes.
Mudari, yes.
Yes, you're right.
Then Ana, and then here it becomes Adhanu. So yeah, this is why it's. I mean, I keep doing that also myself. I keep confusing between Madi and Mudara with some of this. So you just have to figure out what is what. And then of course Na'dhanu. Yeah.
I don't think in antunna za will get the tashdid.
Antunna. Ah, the da. Yeah, this one was a typo. Sorry. Yeah. Ta'zanna, yeah. There's no shadda there. Yeah. All right.
Actually, I got the most confusing one.
Oh. مضارع مجهول.
Yes. Okay. So, هو يؤذن هما يؤذنان هم يؤذنون هي تؤذن هما تؤذنان هن يؤذن.
Isn't it
أنت
like you
Yeah.
are pronouncing aslama
آه.
yuslimu? It is yunsaru. Yu'zanu.
يسمع.
Okay.
ينصر.
No, it's
يسمع.
Yu'zanu. Yes.
Yes,
yes.
يؤذن.
So what? Oh, where am I doing it wrong?
You were saying yu'zinu, but it's yu'danu.
Okay. هو يؤذن هما يؤذن. Then it will be
يؤذى.
يسمع, but it's يسمع, so يؤذن, right?
No.
Yusma'u.
The مضارع is يؤى. مجهول is
Okay.
يؤى.
Okay. يؤذن يؤذنان هم يؤذنون هي تؤذن هما تؤذنان هن تؤذن,
هن.
right?
هن يو.
هن يؤذن. أنت تؤذنان
أنت.
sorry تؤذن أنت تؤذن أنتما تؤذنان أنتم تؤذنون أنت تؤذنين
تؤذى.
أنتما
تؤذنين. Yes.
أنتما تؤذنان أنتن تؤذن أنا أؤذن.
Yes.
stretching.
Yes.
أؤذن.
أوذن.
نحن نؤذن. نحن نؤذن.
Yes.
نحن نؤذن also.
نؤذن, yeah.
Yes.
نؤذن.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no hamza, there's no hiccup there, so نؤذن. You can pronounce the hamza there. نؤذن.
No, so we will say أؤذن or أوذن.
Ooh, because here it was
أوذن
supposed
and
to be. Yes, it was going to be أذن, but then we don't like this, so we smooth it out. Becomes أوذن. Like that. But in نحن, there's no hiccup. It's just no. It's just that the one, the hamza, the one hamza only. So نؤذن.
Okay. Of this Amr.
Yeah, this is Amr. So I think Najish can do the Amr.
Sorry, just before you go on.
Yeah.
When you wrote nu'zanu, that's noon alif hamza. Would it not be noon waw?
Yes. Sorry. We just learned how to write this and I forgot. Yeah, thank you for that. It's wow. Nu'zanu. Because the dhamma comes before it. Yeah.
So Amr is Ethan.
So you can do eithan or you can do than. Both are
Okay,
found.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can do
Then
actually
it's-
both of them. Yeah. Whichever one you
Okay.
want.
So Anta then, Antuma zana, Antum danu, Anti dani, Antuma dana, Antunna danna.
Yeah. And if you do it with eithan, what will it be?
Anta idan, Antuma idana, Antum idanu, Anti idani, Antuma idana, Antunna idanna.
Exactly. Eithanna. So that's basically Sami'a family. So you just try to remember what is Sami'a yasma'u. So once you've memorized Sami'a yasma'u, then you just try to put the Mahmooz there, the alif, the zal, and nun in there. Who wants to do? Who's next? So there was Fahima next. You can do the asma. These are the different isms. So we have ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, ظرف, and the masdar. So you know we skipped when we were doing so the Sarf Kabeer would be adina ya'adhanu. So the masdar, that one most likely you'll have either to know it or to look it up. I don't know. I don't remember the masdar. Is it adhanun or what is the masdar? Does anybody know? I forgot.
Fala family.
No, this for the masdar for adina ya'adhanu. Idhan, adhan. What is the masdar?
Iznan, I think.
Sorry?
Iznan.
Idhnan. Okay. Idhnan.
Like
Permission.
Bismillahi.
I need to confirm this. Let me just quickly check that out. I'm not so sure. The masdar is.
Where did you look up the masdar? Did you look it up in Hanzabeer?
No, I would look it up in Sarf app, which is easier and faster. Maybe like Reverso or there's this.
Can you please show
other-
us, Sir Ilham, how to just use, like, how would you look the masdar?
Okay.
Yeah, which side do you find?
Okay. So, okay, let me just open the browser. Okay. We are looking at, so we'll go to Reverso. Any conjugation type of software, sarfifying type of software or app would do. So we want Arabic. So if I go to Reverso, immediately go to Reverso, by the way, it will take you to this, the home screen. So when it takes you to the home screen, you have to go to conjugation because we want to do sarf. So you go to conjugation, which takes you to the conjugator. You select the language, Arabic, and then you write the Madi. Here you have to write the Madi version of it. So we're going to write Adina. And then it gives you options. There's Adana, there's Adina, there's Adhanna, there's Adnaba. So we want Adina because we know it's Sami'a Yasma'u. And then from here you go all the way down because it gives you different versions. Sorry, it gives you different versions of the, you know, Sarf Kabeer, whatever. The masdar is usually at the end, the bottom. So you see verb or noun masdar, adhan. So this is one from another software that I have on my phone. It's an Android app. Maybe I can share it in the chat later on. So I have adhan, idhan, and adhana. So they're three they're giving me there. Yeah. So adhan, we can just go with adhan. This is fine. You can just go with adhan for now. So that would be the masdar there. So adhan.
So this is the Mujarrad family. Can we add some Allah here as well?
Yes, you can add isim ala. And I think in the other topics, the other irregular sarfs, I have added it. I don't know. I forgot this one because it was early on. I did this one the first time, so I didn't add quite a bit. But yeah, we can add. In fact, we can add it right now. Why not? We can just add it right now. There we go. So isim ala. Do I want to color code it? Okay, we'll see. Okay, so let's try and figure out the different isms. So let's do the zarf for سمع يسمع. What is the zarf for سمع يسمع? It was supposed to be
Masma'un.
Masma'atun, masmi'un, sorry.
So yeah, so it's gonna be مسمع. So that's gonna be ma. If we put the jidr there, it's gonna be ma'zanun.
Ma'zanun, ma'zinun, ma'zanatun.
Yes. So ma'zanun, ma'zinun, and ma'zanatun. All right. And isim maf'ul. So isim maf'ul is Like for سمع يسمع سامع, that would be what? If you put
مأذون.
oh, this is مفعول, sorry. Yeah, this is مفعول, مسموع. Yeah, that's gonna be مأذون. مأذون. And then the اسم فاعل is gonna be آذن.
Did you write مأذون?
Oh, typing is a headache. I wish you could just like say and it just types. مأذون. No wonder even it's not recognized. It's like, what is this? آذن. Then the ala. What is the format for the ala? Miss. Yes. So this is going to be mi. Yeah, you're going to have that hiccup there. Yes. Yes. مئذن, مئذنة, ومئذان. Okay, so those are the alas over there. Any questions there? So this is pretty normal.
Do you know this ism ala? That's the first time I've heard this. What is this? Sorry.
Okay, so ism ala is basically a tool. I think a lot of people get confused with this. They forget this existed. You're from Baina, right, or not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so maybe we'll start. He may have mentioned it like once or twice, not a lot, and it's also there in the textbook. But basically, ism ala is a tool. For example, the example that I like to give is فتح يفتح. فتح is to open. So مفتاح is a tool that opens.
Oh yes, I remember. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just remember keys. Then you're like,
Yes.
oh, that's an ala. That's a tool. Yeah.
Okay.
Or a lamp. مصباح.
Thank
But you see, most of this, like, it doesn't mean that just because you have a word in family one, it doesn't automatically mean there's a tool for it. There are certain words that don't have tools. No, they're like there's certain words that don't necessitate a tool. Yeah. So just because it's in family one doesn't mean it's going to have a tool. So most of these words, if you Google them or if you check them in the dictionary, they might not even exist. Like, I don't think I don't know if it exists or not. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Same thing with the zarf also. Just because it exists doesn't mean you might find it. So those are just some things to watch out for. All right, let's go to. So we only did Samia here. I didn't do the table for. Oh, I did. Okay, so I forgot to do some tables here. That's my bad, but no problem. We can just do offhead, and then I will add akala yakulu. But then there's not. Let me pull out the textbook. I think we can use the textbook because the textbook has. I hope it does. This is Mahmooz. Family 3, family 4, family 8. Oh, there we go. So yeah. So akala yakulu, aklan. So we can just use this as reference and then do the sarf kabeer of akala and ya'kulu and aklan like that. So this is the nasara. Nasara yansuru. Okay, nasara yansuru. So let's see who wants to do this. Who had done? I think Shahrukh, you're up next. So just think akala ya'kulu. Just think nasara yansuru. So now we're going to start with akala, the madi. Sarf kabeer of the madi, akala.
Okay. So huwa akala, huma akala, hum akalu, hiya akalat, huma akalata, hunna akalna, anta akalta, antuma akaltuma, antum akaltum, anti akalti, antuma akaltuma, antunna akaltunna, ana akaltu, nahnu akalna.
Beautiful. نحن أكلنا. So you see, There's nothing that really happened in the Madi because there's no Hamzas meeting anywhere. So that's just pretty, because the Madi, the changes happen at the end, not at the beginning. So nothing's going to happen there. But then we come to Mudari'. Who's going to do the Mudari'? That's where some changes are going to happen. So Ralin, you get to do some changes in the Mudari', right?
Okay.
Yes.
هو يأكل هما يأكلان هم يأكلون هي تأكل هما تأكلان هن يأكلن أنت تأكل أنتما تأكلان أنتم تأكلون أنت تأكل
So what is the think about Nasara? Anti?
تنصرين.
Yes. So it will be
يأكلين
تنصرين.
تأكلين.
Yes.
أنتما تأكلان أنتن تأكلن أنا آكل.
Yes.
نحن نأكل.
Beautiful. So the only change that happens in the Mudari' is when it comes to Ana. Ana akulu. Instead of akulu, it was ansuru akulu. Then we're like, no, hiccups. So Ana akulu. So that's the only change that happened there. Then we go to Majhul. We're going to go to the Majhul line before we go to the ism. So Majhul, we have Fawzia, you get Majhul. Ukila.
Yay.
So think
Ukila.
Nusira. Yes.
وأكل هما أكلا هم أكلوا هي أكلت هما أكلتا هن أكلنا أنت أكلت أنتما أكلتما أنتم أكلتم أنت أكلتي أنتما أكلتما أنتن أكلتن أنا أكلت نحن أكلنا.
Beautiful. So nothing again is happening here because Hamzas are not meeting here. So no hiccups there. Then we have, next we go back to Saima. You get the tough one again.
I'll try.
Alright.
So.
Okay.
Yu'kalu, yu'kalani, yu'kaluna. Tu'kalu, tu'kalani, yu'kulna, yu'kulna, yu'kalna. Yu'kalna. Then again, tu'kalu, tu'kalani, tu'kuluna. Tu'kaluna. Right? Tu'kaluna, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then again, yu'kalina, tu'kalani, then tu'kalna.
So you said anti?
Anti, I said yu'kalani, yu'kalina.
So go back to yunsaru. So what's the here version of yunsaru?
Here version of yunsaru. Tansuru.
Sorry, the anti version. Thinking anti, and I'm telling you who here. Yes.
Anti version of
Nasara yansuru. Yansuru. So here
yansuru.
Anti.
Anti will be anti. Nasara yansurina.
But now the majhul.
Oh,
this is a lot, yeah.
Oh,
we're in the majhul, yes.
Okay. So even yeah.
So yunsaru is the huwa version.
Yunsaru.
Antis tansurina, not yansurina.
Yes, ta beginning. That's what I was looking for. Ta. So tunsaru. Tunsarina. So it will be tu'kalina.
Kalina. What
You were
mistake
saying
I
you Kalina. Yeah,
Oh,
with just
the
the
front thing. And I was
Mm.
so focusing on the end wala part that I missed that.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's okay. So it will be tu kalina,
Mm-hmm.
tu kalani,
Mm-hmm.
and then tu kalna.
Mm.
Right? Then
Yes.
it will be ana. It
Mm.
will be u kalu,
Beautiful.
nu kalu.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well done. That's nice. And then we have Najish, you're gonna do Amr. So
It's only kul or
no,
it's also
yeah.
another.
You don't have the alif in this one. You don't have don't get ukul. Yeah.
Anta kul, antuma kula, antum kulu.
Let's go back. So why did you say kula?
Doesn't wow come back when it is easier to say?
Where's the wow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Kulu.
you're confusing with
Yes.
ajwaf, and we will get to ajwaf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused with that. Yeah. Sorry. So, anta kul, antuma kula, antum kulu, anti kuli, antuma kula, antunna kulna. Yeah.
Yes.
Same. It has same kul. Kul.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's yeah. So you
Can you
have to watch
remind me why? Sorry.
Uh-huh. Just ask.
Can you remind us why we won't have an ukul one here? Like asul.
Okay.
No.
So let's go through the process. So we said the mudara is the mudara is ya'kulu, right? So we're going to go through the process of making this amr, right? So we make it majzoom. What do we have? We have ya'kul, right? With a sukoon there. And then we get rid of the ya. So you're going to have a hamza with a sukoon beginning that sentence, then a hamza at the end. You can't pronounce this. So what you do, you bring another alif, a helper alif. And because the second letter has a dhamma, you're going to put a dhamma on it. Okay, so you're going to have that, and then a sukoon, and then that. Is that clear? That's what you're going to have. So you brought in an alif, a helper alif, and then you have another hamza there. So now you have this situation here. What does that sound like? What does that sound like?
This will become ukul.
Yeah. I don't know if that
Two
exists.
hamzas?
So. Ooh, cool. I don't think they just decided, get rid of the alif. But I can check to just confirm if you get ooh, cool.
Didn't we talk about when we get two hamzas, they merge into a mad?
Yes. Yes. That's the rule. But for certain amrs, they just stick to, like, they drop the, like, remember one of the other rules we said, when it comes to the amr, you drop the vowel. So hamza or alif dropped in the amr, but not necessarily. You can bring it up. So let's just check in reverse or see what reverse said. Because again,
I think, sister, it comes back when you have a wa or fa, when you're connecting with the, like fa kul and wa kul.
Yes, that's true. But what she's saying is a mud. Like you have kul, an extended letter elongation there or something. So let's look at akala, what they said with akala. Let's look at the amr. So imperative is what is amr. So we're going to look for what is imperative here. Amr, imperative. So yeah, so you see they just went with kul, because I think this is the more common one. Kul, I haven't had it before. I don't know if it exists. Maybe it does. But this one is the one that is more common. Especially with I've noticed with the dhamma, beginning, they just get rid of it. Like, and especially with Mahmooz al-Fa. With Mahmooz al-Fa, they just get rid of it. But with Mahmooz al-Ain, like Sa'ala, then you have two options. You can have Is'al or you can have Sal. So that's just what happens in the Amr. Okay. So I'm just going to confirm from somewhere else. This is Amr, this is Ma'lum. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that I'm getting. Just kul, kula, kulu, kuli, kula, and kulna. Okay. Where were we? We were doing, I think we've pretty much done the amr. So of course
So
they've given us, yeah.
Just a clarification. So if we have a dhamma, then we drop it completely in the fa mahmooz.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Say for that way. If
Even
it's
if it's
mahmooz al-fa. If it's
It's mahmooz
mahmooz
al-fa.
al-fa, just drop in the amr, just drop the hamza.
only the okay, so only for dhamma, or would it happen for everyone? So for the kasra as well?
Yeah. For the kasra, for the fatha, for whatever,
Okay.
just drop if it's the hamza in the beginning, just drop the waw. It's a safer option as opposed to, because this might exist, it might not exist. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
But that one is a sure bet. This one, 100%. Yeah. Okay.
It's like akaza.
Sorry?
Akaza is it the same?
Yeah. أخذ يأخذ. Yeah, it's the same. خذ. The amr will be خذ. Take. Okay. So they've already given us the masdar, aklan. They've already given us the dharf over here. So ma'kalun, ma'kilun, ma'kalatun. You see, there's nothing, there's no change. The only change that is happening is in the amr there, and it's also in the isim fa'il, because two hamzas met. It was supposed to be kilun. No, it was, sorry, not two hamzas, but a hamza and an alif met. So it was kilun, but then they write it with a madda. That's the only kind of like change that happened there. But other than that, it's pretty normal. So the isim maf'ul is ma'kulun, maf'ulun, and this down here, these are, somebody was asking about ala. These are the different forms of ala. I have really drawn on this thing, but I hope it's still clear. So mi'kalun, mi'kalatun, mi'kalun. These are the three forms for the ala. You can just memorize one. I mean, it doesn't really, you don't get a lot of tools. And also the tools, they have different forms, like hasub is a completely different tool. It's a completely different container, sorry. Doesn't follow this type of container. But these are the main ones. And you can just remember this first one, it's fine. Mi'kalun. Yeah. And if you remember the first one, then you know the second one, you just add a ta marbuta to it, so it becomes mi'kalatun. And then the last one, you just add an alif, mi'kalun. Kind of pretty simple to remember, actually. But yeah. Any questions on that? Because I remember I just did not do a chat for that. I will add a chat maybe for akala. And then you have, this is now daraba yadribu, abada ya'bidu. Now this one it's not there in the book. So we can just try to do it on our own. Abada ya'bidu. Did I? Yeah, I completely forgot to put those two. I don't know what happened. Okay, so here's the thing. What we know is going to happen, let me see if we have Samia. Nope. Daraba. So they only just did Nasara, and they did Sa'ala, and they did, yeah, Sa'ala yas'alu fataha yaftahu. Okay. I'm gonna write it here. I'm gonna find a place and write it here. So we have the Sarf Saghir is Abada, because this is Daraba Yadribu, so it's gonna be Abada Bidu. I don't know what the masdar is. I'm gonna check that out.
Abdan, maybe.
Let's see.
God.
Master try root not found. Okay, so it gave me an error. Told me the master is not found. Let's
Ubudan is the master, I think.
Ubudan
Yes.
or Abad. Could just be Abadan. Let's see. Oh, Ubud. This is what they're giving us in reversal. So we'll go with that. But I'll confirm later. I think maybe it has more masters. Where was I writing? Ubud. Here. Ubud. Fahuwa. What do you guys think?
Bidun.
Yeah. So this is where we get a change. So bidun. So you get that madda coming in there because you have a hamza and an alif. So fahuwa bidun. Fahuwa dharibun. That's what we're dealing with here. ضرب يضرب ضربا فهو ضارب. Okay. Then you have the majhul. So it will be ubida. يؤبد. Of course, the master remains. فهو, what do you guys think? مفعول مضروب.
معبود
Yes.
معبود.
Yes, معبود. مأبود. And then of course the ظرف, oh the أمر, we have to do that one. الأمر منه اضرب. Did. I was trying to trick you to put the alif there. Nobody, yeah, you're fine. Good. الأمر منه bid. والنهي عنه
لا تؤبد.
لا تأبد. So it's لا تضرب. So لا تأبد. والظرف منه مضرب.
مأبد. مأبدة.
مأبد. مأبد. مأبدة. مأبدة. Something like that. So now we're going to try and do the Sarf Kabeer of this ones. Remember, in the Madi, nothing really happens. In the Mudare, only in the ana version. And of course, you have the Amr here we've already looked at. It becomes bits. So you see the changes are very, very small places, very few places. Only in the Mudare, in the ana version. Both the Ma'lum and the Majhul. And then, of course, you have the Isim Fa'il where you have that Madda over there. And then you have the Amr, which is a bit strange, where the Hamza just disappeared. That's the only places where Mahmooz has some weirdness, some irregularity. Otherwise, it's pretty, you can see it's pretty normal. Okay, I don't know who was the last person to do this. Who was last?
I was the last.
Najish. Okay. So Shahrukh, you're next. You keep getting Mazi. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So huwa abada. Abada. Huma
Abada.
abada. Abada. Huwa
Yes.
abada. Huma abada. Hum abadu. Hiya abadat. Huma abadata. Kunna abadna. Anta abadatta.
Abad.
Antuma abadta.
Yes.
Huma
Antuma.
Antuma abadtuma. Antum abadtum. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Anti abadti. Antuma abadtuma. Antunna abadtunna. Ana abadtu. Nahnu abadna.
Yes. Beautiful. So that's basically, see, nothing changed. It's the same Sarf that we know. And then we have Ralin. Oh, so it's just following the same order, guys. So you probably will be doing the same stuff. So Ralin, you get Mudari' Ma'lum.
Oh, okay. Huwa ya'budu.
Yeah, Bidu.
Oh, huwa ya'bidu. Huma ya'bidani. Hum ya'biduna. Hiya ta'bidu. Huma ta'bidani. Hunna ya'bidna. Anta ta'bid. Anta ta'bida. Antuma.
So Anta tazribu.
Anta ta'bidu.
Beautiful.
Anta ta'bidu. Antuma ta'bidani. Antunna. Antuma. Ya. Antum. Ta'biduna. Okay. Anti ta'bidina. Antuma ta'bidani. Antunna ta'bidna. Ana abidu. Nahnu na'bidu.
Beautiful. So you see the only change, ana abidu. And it's not really even a big change. If you do the hiccup very slightly, it might just pass for a madda, ana abidu. Like people will be okay, fine. You said abidu, fine. So yeah, so you see that's where the change happens. We're gonna skip the masdar ubud. We're gonna skip abidun. Then we're gonna go to ubida. That's madi mabni lil majhul. And we have, who's this? Fauzia. You get to do that one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're not pronouncing any hiccups. So huwa ubida, ubida, ubidu. No hiccups. Yeah. Okay, so listen. It's just like this. U, bi, da. U, bi, da. Ubida. Yes.
We don't do the hiccup.
There's no hiccups.
You know,
Because there are no two hamzas. It's only one hamza.
Ubida.
Yes, ubida.
Okay.
Yes.
Huwa ubida, huma ubida, hum ubidu, hiya ubidat, huma ubidata, hunna ubida.
Mm-hmm.
Anta ubidat.
Ubidta, anta.
Ubidata. Ubidata.
Ubidta.
Ubidta.
Yes.
Antuma ubidtuma. Antum ubidtum. Anti ubidti. Antuma ubidtuma. Antunna ubidtunna. Anta ubidtu.
Ana.
I'm sorry. Ana ubidtu. Nahnu ubidna.
Beautiful. Exactly. So see, no irregularities. You just did Sarf like it is. You didn't even notice it was Mahmooz, right? Because it was just flowing. Then we have back to Saima. Yeah.
I want to try also.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Good.
Should I try?
Yes, go on.
Okay. Huwa yu'badu,
Mm-hmm.
huma yu'badani, hum yu'baduna. Hiya tu'badu, huma ta'badani,
Okay, so
hunna
yu'badu. You said yu'badani, yu'baduna, tu'badu, tu'badani.
Yes.
Then hunna?
Yes. Yu'badna.
Yes, yu'badna.
Okay. Yu'badna. Anta tu'badu, antuma tu'badani, antum tu'baduna, anti tu'badina, antuma tu'badani, antunna tu'badna.
Mm-hmm.
Ana ubadu. Ubadu.
Yes, ubadu. Not, yeah.
Nahnu nu'badu.
Beautiful. So again, you see the only change happening is the ana ubadu, not ana u'badu. You're going to say ana u'badu, but then you're like, no hiccups. Ubadu. Smooth it out.
Can you write ubadu? I'm not getting a visual.
Okay, so badu, just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, badu. Just prolonging this sound here with the wow. Because sometimes, remember I said wow and yeah, they're letters, but they like to behave like vowels. So in this case, it's just behaving like a vowel, prolonging this letter. Yeah. The other guy who does the Sarf class, he likes to call them semi-vowels. I like to call them weak letters. Like weak letters behaving like vowels, because they are letters actually. So if you hear him say semi-vowels, this is what he's actually trying to mean. Okay, who's next here? So Saima, yeah, we're back to you, Saima. So you're gonna have to do the Amr.
So it is bid,
Mhm.
bida, bidu, bidi, bida, Vidna? Vidna.
Yes, bidna. Yeah.
The noon will have a shadda or it will
No.
be like vidna, normal noon.
Just normal. Bid.
No, vidna.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, bidna. Because you get a shadda when two noons meet.
Yeah, there is no extra noon.
Yeah.
Like when
exactly.
noon will be a part of the root letter, then we'll get the shadda.
Absolutely. Exactly. That's the thing. Like when we did adina. Yeah. That's where the shadda was coming in. Yeah. Then we have, what else are we left with? So we've already done the isms, so we don't need to do the isms. So we can go back to our workbook. And so basically we've done the small families. Okay, so we've done adina, we've done akala, and we've done abada. So we've done those three. We can go to sa'ala now. Let's look at the Sarf Kabeer of sa'ala. Oh, we're already at time. Oh, we're really going slow. I figured, but I think it's better to just take our time with this stuff so that we don't really miss out anything. So I think we can stop there, and maybe inshallah tomorrow, not next week. Tomorrow we can start from sa'ala, hopefully, and be able to do the Sarf Kabeer as well of the other big families, which is pretty easy actually. The big families is not so difficult. Yeah. Any questions? We can start from sa'ala next week.
Do you remember the rules, or do you, after practice, just remember how to smooth it out?
Yeah, so just remember how to smooth it out. The thing with irregularities is that once you've memorized, that's why I keep insisting you need to have memorized basic stuff. Once you've memorized those 14 families, then it's just a matter of trying to fix those families into these irregularities and seeing where the problem is and fixing the problem. So that's why I keep telling you, Mahmooz, you just watch out for the hiccup. That's it. When you hear the hiccup, then you're like, no, I need to smooth it out because I've already memorized it. It's just a matter of now making the necessary changes. So you don't need to really remember all this stuff. Once you just know no hiccups, and maybe once you know what happens in the amr, like those are the two main things. And also ittakhada, what happens in family 8. So if you just remember this family, ittakhada yatakhidu ittikhadan, there's a shadda there, and this is Mahmooz. We're going to see this in Mithal. It's going to look like this. So let me just show you real quick. Where's Mithal? So Mithal, same kind of thing happens. So you have here, you see the shadda is there. I should have used a different. Let me write this nicely. So you can see, yeah, there. So you see the shadda is there. Ittajaha. It looks like ittakhadha, right? But here, it's actually waw, jim, and ha. Those are the root letters. In the other one, it was hamza, kha, and dal. So that's just something we're going to look at when we get to Mithal, inshallah, soon. So yeah, you don't have to like really memorize. Just memorize the sarf, the basic sarf, and you'll be good. And just know where the irregularities happen, and that's about it. When you know where the irregularity is, you just fix that. You don't need to fix the whole thing. Just know where to fix. Any other questions before we end?
Not regarding this, but regarding our IMSA class, sister.
Yeah.
Won't you be doing it?
Yeah, I think we're going to resume it because, with the assignment, I'm a bit confused. So let me just end. I don't know if there's any other questions regarding this class today. I can stop the recording and then we can maybe discuss other issues in the group. So سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.